The families it creates, the groups it creates. It's been a path that actually has bring me to a lot of people, and that I've met so many people and I've done so many things I would never have done if I hadn't walked the path with Maracatu.
Yes. All the gathering of people from different countries.
It's just powerful and intense.
I just love the rhythm. I love the feeling that it gives you when you're playing, especially. I know, it's just like you're part of this. This is togetherness. I don't know. I just love that.
Maracatu manages to unite people and really spread this universal feeling of peace.
Foi na Avenida do Rosário que os nossos tambores zoou, zoou, zoou. Marival da rainha, ela já se coroou, zoou, zoou.
It's a celebration of the actual culture. There's something we are passionate about, and to share it with our European friends, and then in turn share it with Ireland, to take it out, to present something on a scale that hasn't been seen in this country before. This is the biggest celebration of Afro-Brazilian culture that Ireland has seen. The single biggest event. And that means a lot, because we put so much energy into that, and it's something that we're very, very passionate about. So to bring it to a broader audience at the highest level possible is an achievement in itself. And it's something that we strive for and worked very hard for the last year, to make sure that when we do bring it, that it could be better. I suppose in turn as well, for our own group, to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the best in Europe and in the world, and say, yeah, for all our work, there is a payoff, and the payoff is to share this time, is to be in the presence of the source of this culture, but also to see that we're as good as anyone out there. That's, we're proud of our group, and it's lovely to stand with our group among the other groups and hold our heads high. So for me, that's what this weekend is about. So yeah, that's it.
No, there's all the masters, all the drum and dance masters are there.
There's 5 participants from outside our group.
Are you here already?
Yeah, 2 okay. Italians, 2 French, but with their
yeah, there's lots.
For this encounter, there's 22 bands from 8 countries, 7 individuals registered as well. Countries we're looking from Germany, Austria, France, Italy, UK, Canada, Switzerland, Ireland, and UK.
Eu vou para marchar. Eu vou para Luanda, vou quebrar Saramuná. Princesa Dona Jandira, onde vai vou passear. Eu vou para Luanda, vou quebrar quebrar Saramuná. Eu vou para Machá. Eu vou para Luanda, vou quebrar Saramuná. Princesa da nós prazeres, onde vai vou.
The Encontro started as an informal gathering in London with Sam Alexander and his Maracatu group, Estrella de Norte, where he used to put his group out on the street for Notting Hill Carnival and invite some friends over. So we sort of gathered as a group, and first year was great. I think the following year it became a little bit more formalised, where people started saying, can we join in? It says, okay, so it became effectively an Encontro, a meeting of Maracatu groups. The next year on again, it was still in London, it was with Sam, and other members decided to jump on board at that stage. So Leto Nascimento jumped on board. There was a lot more members from different groups, so it jumped from about 60 to about 100. About 100. The following year, it grew again, and it was taken to Nantes, and it was hosted by Maracatu Macaiba in Nantes. And I think we had nearly 200 people, about 180 participants at that one. At that point, it was decided the Maracatu Encontro meeting would go every 2 years, because logistically it was becoming quite a big affair. So from then it jumped to Paris 2 years later with Maracatu Nassau Jouba and Mestre Leto. And we had about 240 for that one. And the most recent one prior to this was in Cologne, and we had over 300, I think it was about 360, 370 participants, drummers and dancers and performers, from quite a lot of groups at that stage. So it has grown each time. We decided for Limerick that we'd make it a little bit more Irish scale and a little bit more intimate. So we're looking at just shy of 200 participants for this one. And here we are.
A song from Ode, from chama Bonga.
What's your name?
Bridget.
Bridget. Oh, you're very, very Irish. What a very, very Irish name.
I am extremely Irish.
You're not as Irish as me.
No, I'm from Limerick. Pretty Irish.
I'm from Ennis, and I have a big ginger beer as well. It's little at the moment. How'd you hear about the festival?
I saw it on Facebook, I Love Limerick, but I'm an English language teacher in UL, and all of my students are Brazilian. So I kind of thought it was nice that they see a bit of the positive side of Limerick, the way it is to the culture, and it was great that I was telling them to kind of come here while they were here.
Are you having a mad laugh?
I'm having a great laugh.
This weekend I just hope that people are going to have really good weekend. I just want people to have a nice weekend that is basic needs covered. I want people to experience the Irishness of Naples as well. It's in our country alone. I'm here 10 years and I really want to share that with people. Irish people know how to party, know how to make you feel welcome. Everybody's a friend here. And also I really hope that from the encounter we'll get a Maracatu legacy now. Maybe people will come back just to visit us. I'm not talking about having another Maracatu, but some Irish Maracatu, if a gathering of friends on a smaller scale, maybe if it's just 10 people coming back for a weekend.
We were watching you in rehearsals. You've been elected translator for the season, it seems.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your role at that?
I'm very used to it.
Yeah.
In Capoeira, I was automatically elected as translator for all the events we'd have there. So I have about 14 years of doing this under my belt, so it feels kind of natural.
It does, yeah. And it's a strange role watching you in rehearsals because it's as though you're nearly a window into the actual roots of the culture. Because you're the voice of the lads. What are the names of the instructors?
Well, there's Mestre Toinho.
Yeah.
So he's the older gentleman that he's the big mestre, the one who's been in this art for such a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to learn from him, and it's so incredibly special to have him here.
Yeah.
Then there's Mestre Leto, who's in Paris, and you guys saw him as well. He's doing great work. And then there's Jorge Martins. He's an amazing, from what I hear, we haven't really had a lesson with him.
Yeah.
But from all the conversations I managed to have with him, an incredible person, seems like a great teacher, and he's going to stick around Europe for a while, so a few of us are going to get a chance to actually learn from him.
Yeah.
Then there is Dadinha Gomez, which is the dance teacher.
Yeah.
I've gotten to know her a little bit as well. Great lady. And then finally the Baba Orisha, which is Mestre Toinho's spiritual leader. So I've had some interesting conversations with him about the religious aspects of where this comes from and all that. So
was much of your motivation to get so heavily involved in Maracatu and Capoeira nearly an urge to seek out your culture, essentially?
When I originally
being a diaspora yourself.
Yeah, when I originally seeked out Capoeira, it was a little bit because of that. To be honest, I saw a movie and I really liked the way it looked. But then I was like, wow, it was only this strong. It's a terrible movie, don't watch it.
Okay.
If I may, in the center we have, and I have to read it to make sure I'm correct. Baba Orisha, Isaiah. My name is Isias. I was initiated into Candomblé and Maracatu at 15 years old. I was invited to this event to explain about what the difference is between the song of Maracatu and the culture of Maracatu. The most important thing to becoming a nação of Maracatu is that you have to be initiated into a house of Candomblé. The two most important people in the Nação of Maracatu that are very respected are the two Kalundas or the two dolls of Maracatu.
The next person I would like to introduce, for me is a very big introduction, is Mestre Toninho from Encontro of Maracatus.
Primeiramente, uma boa noite. Aqui está o mestre do Maracatu, Encanto da Alegria, conhecido por Mestre Toninho.
My name is Mestre Toninho. I've been in Maracatu since the age of 17, and my path at Maracatu was I started as a batuqueiro, someone who plays drums. I like to work with the different nações. I like to work, or in the different nações I'm in rather, or was in. I like to work with the community very much. I also, aside from drumming, I like to work with the drums and to help make drums. So, to make all of them except for gongue, because gongue is made of iron and I don't know how to work iron.
Para o povo e toda a nação do Maracatu. E muito obrigado.
I'd like to introduce Fortans from Nassau, Pernambuco, Cadinho Gomes.
Thank you, I'm very happy to be here. I've also taken part in the 2012 Encontro in Cologne. I'm very grateful to be here with everyone and Leto and Anis, who I work very closely with.
Fico muito feliz de poder passar a minha experiência como dançarina para quem vai fazer meu workshop e estou um pouco nervosa e falar um pouco da importância da dança também para esse evento de Maracatu, porque batuque e dança andam juntos.
I'm a little bit nervous, so excuse me. I'm very happy to be here participating in this event and to share my knowledge with you guys. And I want to further, aside from showing dance, I want to explain the importance of the dance to Maracatu, because drumming and dance are intermingled and linked. So it's really important to understand that.
Falando um pouco da dança, também os passos que hoje em dia dançamos veio também da gíria do candomblé, que é a roda que se faz dentro do candomblé. E com as pesquisas do Maracatu Nação Pernambuco, nós nos baseamos dentro da dança afro e dentro da dança dos orixás.
The movements inside the dances we do today came from the movements from the dances in candomblé. So in the roda, it all came from candomblé. And in Nação Pernambuco, they take their dances. They're highly influenced from dança afro and from the dances for the orixás.
This event is now open. Please, keep calm and play Maracatu.
In the 16th century, whenever Portuguese and the New World was discovered, Europe got a taste for sugar, and they imported nearly 5 million and above slaves from Africa to the New World. Brazil being one of the main parts of that. So the African slaves, what they do is they split up the groups. So there were groups of people from everywhere, from Angola all the way up round to Mauritania on the West African coast, Now, whenever they travel to Brazil, they split people up. It's a way of the conquerors changing the New World aspect and trying to keep people subjugated in order to keep the process of plantations going, and trying to split up cultures. So you get different slaves from different parts of Africa who, it would be like the Irish if it happened to us. You maybe get somebody from Cork going, oh, do you know Danny Boy? And somebody from Derry would go, oh, aye, and they'd sing it together. So in order to keep their culture, they had different nations coming over to Brazil, and they really sort of clump together and try to keep their traditions going. Now, Maracatu comes from the royal courts of. The idea of the Maracatu comes from a mixture of the African traditions of religion and celebration, and also a kind of a parody on the kings and queens of the courts of Europe. So the Maracatu itself is about music, it's about dance, and which are both very strong African traditions, and also the sort of like the theatre, the sort of the royal court of having a king and queen within the slave community that bring the music of Africa and the bell of Africa, and they combine that with the musical instruments of the conquistadores, or the Portuguese settlers at the time.
Jessie, Nally, Jennifer.
You?
Nally. This is Jennifer.
Where are you guys from?
Brazil.
Is this your first experience with Maracatu?
Yeah. So heard about it a few days ago, so yeah.
Brazilian, is your first experience with it?
Yeah. Really like it. I like the effort.
Good. Do you have any idea what to expect?
No, I still don't. We haven't seen anything yet. You can hear it. I was saying, we can feel it. Like about 10 minutes ago, we started being able to hear it. We're like, our feet started moving. We're like, oh yeah.
we talked with Alfonso, and he said it was a very special moment because they were playing Maracatu from your region on stage, and you joined them. And it felt special for everyone who was here, and please communicate that to him. And I just want to know how special and unusual an incident it was for you, because, and please tell him I said this, I felt it was beautiful.
Então, nós estávamos falando com o Alfonso e eles descobriram que quando você subiu no palcão para tocar com o Maracatu Colônia, que foi um momento muito especial para eles, mas também para todo mundo que estava aqui. Especialmente porque o maracatu que eles estavam a tocar era da sua região. Eu acho que eles estão falando da sua nação. Então, por favor, todo mundo sentiu que era um momento especial. Mas como é que foi para você?
Momentos como este que acontecem.
So that moment was very real for me. It was very true, in the sense that I've worked with Alfonso for quite a while. I've known him for quite a long time. He's come over to Recife this year actually and worked with us and the Nação Ilha Brilhante. But when I went up to the stage, it just was very natural and a very authentic moment. And I think the fact that it was super authentic showed to the crowd, and that was why it was such a special moment.
What do you love about Maracatu? And I have to ask that to everyone, so I got to.
Então, ele tem mais uma pergunta que é específica, e ele pergunta para todos: o que é que tu ama de Maracatu?
Olha, o Maracatu.
So, look, Maracatu for me is more than just a rhythm. It's a sentiment. It's part of who I am. It's part of my soul, my spirituality, my body, physically. It's part of everything that I am. So, for me, Maracatu taps into my ancestry. It taps into everything about my life. So that's what's really special about it. When I get up on stage, or I lead a workshop, or I play, what's really coming out is that sentiment. And it's almost transcendent. It transcends the physical world. So it's something more than you can touch or feel, but it's an energy and spiritual.
Eu vou para Luanda, vou pegar Eu vou para Luanda, vou pegar Taramuna. Eu vou para Luanda, vou quebrar Saramuna.
Well, the parade for the Maracatu Encontro was very much the culmination of the hard work over the weekend. It has a significance of street performance in Brazil, just because it's a hot country. They congregate outside. They do a lot of things outside where we would have to find venues for. So their culture is very much one of a presentation. And the context of the parade itself, with the pageantry, signifies the king and queen of the Congo originally, but that tradition was brought to Brazil. So it was in the parody of 18th century kings and queens of Europe.
Right, so we're both dressed fairly sharply. I've got no reason to be other than I'm a total dude. What's with the town crier garb? Is this traditional?
Well, it would be, because Maracatu is the Afro-Brazilian. It came really from whenever the Africans went over or were slaves in Brazil, and the European masters came over, and really they tended to be, they got the leftovers, you know, sort of. So that's how really this garb, sort of mainly local French, sort of 17th century stuff, became involved. So the Africans themselves developed their culture and they brought in the drumming. It then became part of just the overall scene. So for them, getting the leftovers was creating that wee bit of step up for them within their culture at the time.
Do you dress like this on all days?
Only at the weekends.
With that, they have some courtiers and dancers, and leading the parade is two Paco de Damas, who are dancers with colungas, which are the dolls which hold the spiritual energy of the ancestors of that particular group. We had two in the parade, as brought by Maracatu Stern de Elba from Hamburg. So we were honoured to actually have a part of the true Maracatu. Also with that, we had Mr. Toinho and Mr. Jorge Martins leading the parade as from a musical point of view, with help from some of the guys that are fully immersed in this style of music. It was a difficult lineup, as you would expect with 160 drummers all trying to stay in time, but to get onto the street and actually show off a culture is what this is all about, to really to bring the colour, the energy of 160 drums all hitting at the same time in unison grooves makes this a particularly powerful event. People would come out from everywhere to check out the actual parade, and then to finish in People's Park with singing and a finale event where all the drummers congregate. Is very much in the tradition of the Encontros so far in the 5 previous cities that we've been to, and was done really well yesterday. MIB is an all-Ireland band. I can tell you how it works. Basically, we have a central meeting point, and we try to meet every month. And basically, we have people from all parts, all corners of the island that come together who are enthusiastic about Maracatu. People come from Waterford, or Wexford, sorry, yeah, Wexford, Cork, Dublin. We used to have somebody from Galway, Sligo, Belfast, Kilkenny. That pretty much covers all corners of the island. We all come together, and because of the high quality of the music that we try to produce, or reproduce, I should say, with all respect to the original formats, we were very lucky in that we can pick and choose what music we want to play from Brazil, from the northeastern traditions. That we try and we create this good output, which I think is very enthusiastic. So it's very important for people to be enthused about the music that we play. That makes people want to travel in the first place, and also because of the friendships that people have built up over the years. So I think that's the respect of that is kind of covers why people come together. I think it's also because it is a quality thing. I think it's just everybody's just into the music and the energy of the music of Maracatu. It's a very special energy that we try to capture, and quite often do. So, and I think having performed with the band quite a few times as well, on a personal experience, the energy and the skill sets that we bring to other festivals and other performance opportunities around the island really does. So you can see the reaction on people's faces, and that's what we like. We like that feedback from people.
Maracatuzeiros, batuqueiros, dancers, singers, the whole audience. Welcome to the party. If I may, Maracatu Ilha Brilhante.
Jeff?
Yep.
What's your favourite moment of the weekend?
Actually, it was tonight when I saw my friend Elaine over here dancing with Tonino to some Irish music. That was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet,
yeah. I'm a Maracatu nerd.
How long have you been a Maracatu nerd?
Just a little bit over 4 years. I saw my friend going to Nantes, couldn't go because I was not feeling playing Maracatu, so then I said, well, Maracatu must be cool, my friends are playing it. And fast forward, 3-4 months later, we were in Paris opening up the Encontro in Paris 4 years ago. And that's my story of Maracatu. We went to Colonia and then here tonight.
And for me, you hit the nail on the head there, because it's like it's music, but it's not about the making money. It's all about the crack, and not even in the Irish sense of the word. It's
if you're in music to make money, you make crap music.
Now, I gotta ask you the money maker. What do you love about Maracatu?
I love Maracatu Ilha Brilhante. I love this band. I love the crew. The fact that, okay, the Encontro is about getting people together every 2 years to play Maracatu, but our band, MIB, it's the same thing, but every month.
Yeah.
So when, you know, people show up at 10, 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning in Kilcork to play Maracatu, that's what I love. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody else feels that you nailed it.
No, do you know what? We have nailed it. We have. It was a lot of work by a lot of people. I happen to be the face, albeit beautiful, of the Encontro, but there's a lot of people working on it, and that's what made it. And a whole lot of lovely little coincidences, which I don't actually believe in, fortuitous moments fitting together. So yeah, it worked well. There's a lot, no, do you know what? Actually the weekend was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of fun because of the amount of work had been done beforehand by everyone. There was a lot of lovely little moments, particularly now that people are leaving, and not that people are leaving, that people are leaving happy. You know, that the totality has been great. So how could you top it? How could you top the, you know, it's a good event. You know, it's been a great event. We gave everything we could do.
I'm a convert person. Give the camera around here, and I'd like a big flattering round of applause for Tom from everybody in the room. Final word. What is it that you love about Maracatu?
The families it creates, the groups it creates. It's been a path that actually has bring me to a lot of people, and that I've met so many people and I've done so many things I would never have done if I hadn't walked the path with Maracatu. And not in any sacred way, just purely I've made some great mates. And I've played music with some great people. And I've met some people I never would have met unless I played Maracatu.
Thanks very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, I know.
The biggest success for the weekend was, I think, the way that people now view Ireland and the Maracatu groups here. Everybody in the group gave it their all. Everybody brought a skill to the table over the course of the last few weeks, a few months I should say. That can be seen. Everybody here who have travelled to Ireland found it worth their time, well worth their time, and they understand the effort. That was a collective effort in getting something out and produced like we have done. and I think seeing the smiles on everybody's faces and the thanks and the feedback saying this is the best encontro yet makes it very much worthwhile. Questionable, several hours before the event when the stress is on, but definitely afterwards when you see the energy and the fact that everybody has met everybody else. There's a lot of mixity, lots of mixing between the groups. Everybody got to know everybody else, and I think that was the biggest success of it.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely, yes. With its ups and downs over the last few months, 2 years in making this event. To sit on the buzz that we have now after producing this, yes, absolutely, it's worth it. It's class.
Foi na Avenida do Rosário que os nossos tambores zoou, zoou, zoou. Marival da rainha, ela já se coroou, zoou, zoou, zoou.